The Atlanta Falcons will be without the services of defensive coordinator Dean Pease in 2023 as the Falcons DC informed players he is retiring. Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Matthew Peterson, and we're going to run through some Dean Pease replacements. What a fun name to say, Dean Pease. I'm going to miss that. But Pease, according to Tom Pelissero, informing players that he is retiring. The 73-year-old, yep, I think that kind of says it all right there. You're 73. That's about the time you retire, right? This makes sense to me. Most around the team believed that he was going to retire. I don't think he envisioned the Falcons going on a Super Bowl run next year, so he decided, you know what, let's just kind of call it quits after a very long and successful career. That was weird, bonk. With the Patriots, with the Ravens, with the Titans, was with Arthur Smith, and now with the Falcons. So, Dean Pease, congrats on your career. Like I just listed, a lot of great stops along the way. Happy trails to you, and best of luck in retirement and playing golf and doing nothing except for watching Red Zone. So, who will fill the void of Dean Pease, right? They're not losing some up-and-coming DC to a head coaching job. No, they got an opportunity to sort of reset and kind of retool, right? Shift around a little bit, reposition how they want to approach their defense in 2023. We're going to get to some replacements, some names out there to keep an eye on for. But first, if you're looking for Falcons offseason coverage, hit that thumbs up icon. The more likes we get, well, the more Falcons video we can do here at Chat Sports, because it's a democracy at Chat Sports, and the bigger the channel, the more traction, the more interaction, well, that's the more studio space. So hit the thumbs up icon if you haven't already. Quickly, though, let's look at the Falcons' defense under Pease in 2022. Points per game, it was 23rd. Yards per game, 27th. Turnovers, 25th. These aren't good numbers, and honestly, I think everyone could agree that retirement was probably in everyone's best interest. So no hard feelings. Don't have to make a firing. Don't think he was going to get fired because everyone sort of expected him to retire anyway here. There's a lot of room for improvement, though. Those numbers aren't good, but the personnel wasn't all that spectacular either, right? This is a young defense that's definitely still growing into themselves, but there is definitely a lot of positions that can be upgraded and overall just increase of talent across the board on the defensive side. So, some Dean Pease replacements now, starting with Brian Flores, currently the Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker coach, assistant on the defense, and of course the Miami Dolphins head coach from 2019 to 2021. He went 24 and 25 there. Now, I do want to note he ran a 3-4 defense in Miami. So we're going to run through a handful of DCs here and brace for change, because every new defensive coordinator comes in with their guys, their philosophy, and their preferred formations and schemes and whatnot. Now, Miami with Flores here. In 2021, 15th in yards allowed. Look where they started in 2019, 30th in yards allowed, okay? Not just the yardage, though. There's a lot of ways to measure a defense. I think points is probably one of the best ways to do it, because at the end of the day, that's what you are asking for the most out of your defense. And look at the Miami Dolphins defense under Flores in points allowed, okay? In 2021, 16th, okay? 2020, 6 points allowed. So, sorry, a little back and forth right there. 2020, 6 points allowed. 2019, 32nd in points allowed. So that was the Dolphins defense under Flores. Now, who do you want the Falcons' new defensive coordinator to be? Let me know in the comment section below whether it is the former Dolphins head coach, current Steelers linebacker coach Brian Flores, or someone else we're going to talk about on today's show. Next name to keep an eye on for is Jerod Mayo. Actually, both these names, by the way, have been requested to interview for the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator vacancy. So it just goes to show that there is some interest from the league right now on these names here. But let's look at Jerod Mayo a little bit closer. The longtime New England Patriot has been the inside linebacker coach for the Patriots since 2019, and he has been mentioned in coaching circles as an up-and-coming coach. He got some head coaching buzz last year. I think that was probably a bit premature. Definitely an amazing leader, and players are going to play hard for him. He's very detail-oriented, right? He's got the New England way, and let's be frank here, every single team is trying to chase the Patriots way for 2 decades because it resulted in 6 Super Bowl trophies. So The leadership element would definitely be a big plus, and I think Mayo probably needs to be a DC before he can get to that head coaching spot, and the Falcons could be a very interesting spot for him to go to and grow his career. Now, as more rumors pop up for this Falcons DC opening, we're going to keep you covered here at the channel. So that is why you have to be subscribed. You don't want to miss out on the Falcons are interviewing this coach or are interested in this coach. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Let's go in-house. What about an internal option? Speaking of linebacker coach, make it a bingo, 3 in a row right there. Frank Bush. So maybe we see the Falcons use this as an opportunity to promote from within, right? Someone in their own ranks they feel is ready to take that step and have more on their plate, and that would be Frank Bush. Now, we do have a very small sample size of Frank Bush as a defensive coordinator. Remember when the Saints had Bountygate 2.0 and they ran over Dean Pease? Well, Frank Bush was the play caller on the defensive side for that one game. Now, in that game against the Saints, New Orleans put up 21 points and 348 yards. But it definitely goes to show if the Falcons had to make a midseason change or for whatever reason had to find a new DC middle of the year, Frank Bush was at the top of their wish list. So keep an eye on that as a possible in-house option here. We've got some more replacements to check out in just a moment, but today's show is brought to you by BetUS. Falcon season is kaput, it is done, but the playoffs are right around the corner, and I've got some good feelings about how Wild Card Weekend is going to go. Everyone's saying Vikings are frauds. I've been saying Vikings are frauds. Vikings might squeak out a win against the Giants. I also like the Cowboys to cover against the Bucs. The Bucs suck. We all know it. Don't overthink it. Take the Cowboys. Chatsports.com/betfalcons. Promo code Falcons125. Fourth Dean Pease replacement is Vic Fangio, the former Broncos head coach and longtime defensive coordinator. Like Flores, he runs a 3-4 defense, and he had a lot of very successful and great seasons up at Mile High. He was as a defensive coordinator, not too successful up at Mile High, He went 19-30, but what got him the Broncos head coaching gig was 19 hit out of the park home run years as a defensive coordinator for the Panthers, the Colts, the Texans, and then most notably with the Niners with Harbaugh and Kaepernick on those postseason runs they went on, and then before Denver in Chicago, where if you might remember that 2018 Bears team, the Cody Parkey double doink team, that Bears defense that just mauled everyone, you're looking at the engineer of it right now, Vic Fangio. Now, he has been rumored to be linked to Sean Payton, and it feels like wherever Sean Payton goes, and the Cardinals just fired Cliff Kingsbury today, and the Broncos have already requested to interview Payton. Maybe Vic Fangio will follow him, but you never know, right? Things change. Things like this are very fluid in the NFL. The Broncos under Fangio, by the way, go back to 2021, third in points allowed. That was a Broncos team that traded Von Miller middle of the year. Bradley Chubb was hurt the whole time. They had a major rash and a whole bunch of nobodies, major rash of injuries and a whole bunch of nobodies playing. And they finished third in points allowed. So he clearly knows how to run a defense very, very well. This would be a very good, very strong hire for the Falcons, no doubt about it. Go back to before Denver, though. He's got a long history of success. With Chicago, 2015 to 2018, you've never really seen an NFL defense finish first in points allowed and first in turnovers. Usually it's, hey, if you're getting turnovers, you're getting risky with the football, right? And that's going to give up some yards and some points. No, he found a way to orchestrate a defense that gave up very few points and took the ball away every single chance they got here. So Vic Fangio definitely would be a home run hire in my opinion. Fifth and final name to watch for here is Jim Schwartz. Now, he's currently the Titans' defensive assistant. No, he did not overlap with Arthur Smith, so they don't really have that connection. But Jim Schwartz has been a, senior advisor role for the Titans the last 2 years. Before that, you remember, he was the Eagles DC when they won a Super Bowl, Bills for a brief period of time, and then the Lions head coach for a handful of seasons. And listen, I think Schwartz is getting a little bit of buzz right now across the league as maybe he's sort of ready to come out of semi-retirement as a senior advisor with the Titans and jump back on the saddle and be a DC again. I'm not really convinced he's ready to do that, right? I know that his family lives in Nashville. That's where his home is, and it seemed kind of convenient that, oh, the Titans need a senior advisor role. I'll come in for a couple hours a day, help out, and give my 2 cents on things, and then drive home and not have to be a full-time defensive coordinator, where that's a job that you sleep a couple hours a day, if that, and it is a year-long job of getting ready for the upcoming game or getting ready for next season. And I don't know if Schwartz is ready to jump into bed with that again here. Now, we went through 5 names on today's show. I'm very curious, who do you like the most on this list? Is it Vic Fangio, right? Or could it be Brian Flores, who had a very good defense with the Dolphins? He's got a very good defensive background from his time with the New England Patriots, winning 4 Super Bowls. I want to know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. Thank you all so much for making us a part of your day. We're going to keep you guys up to date on the latest Falcons off-season news and rumors and really anything under the sun related to the Dirty Birds. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so.